So welcome here to the new Revenue Roundtable. My name is Breck Rice. I'll be your host. We'll have some others that will present information to you today too as well. But I'm a co-founder of ServeRx. I've been working with community pharmacies now for over 20 years. Absolutely love our community pharmacies. I'll do everything in my power to help you be successful and more profitable. And that's what this meeting is all about. More revenue and less DIR fees. I hope everyone should be able to resonate with that, and how to improve your reimbursements. So we're going to cover a lot of information, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Just pick one item, just one thing that resonates with you, and start with that. And then you can expand from there. But if you just do one thing and take away something today that you implement and utilize at your pharmacy, we know it's going to be very beneficial for you. We have many of your peers who are already taking advantage of some of these great opportunities, and so we look forward to sharing them with you here. And like I said, love community pharmacy. Want to make sure that you're not just surviving, but that you're thriving. And so that's why we host these roundtables. So I think most of you are familiar and have seen this report from Fortune that more and more of our independents are just not able to survive. And for the first time in my 20 years, we've actually dipped below the 20,000 mark with independent community pharmacies. Back when I started, profit margins were good. When you were dispensing medications, they were about 36%. Today, they're only 3 to 5%. Well, it's really hard to stay in business at a that low of a profit margin. And so you really need to start thinking, okay, what else can we do to help, make up for that lack of margin that's coming in from dispensing medications? And wanted to talk about some of those things. I think most of you know who Wayne Gretzky is, just an amazing hockey player. He interviewed quite often and has a lot of quotes that are attributed to him. This is the one that I like, and that's when he was asked what makes him better than all the rest. Why is he such a great hockey player and is better than everyone else? And that's because he would skate to where the puck was going to be, not where it had been. That's the mindset we need to have as community pharmacy owners and consultants. Let's go to where the puck is going to be, or let's go to where the industry is going to be, and not just keep expecting to stay where we're at and be happy in the status quo. This is my quote here, that one of the biggest risks for community pharmacies today is that status quo. Okay, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're not going to survive. And so we want to help you survive. I didn't see Will on. Will, if you're here and I missed you, please speak up. But Will Shaw from my team usually covers this part. We just got back from San Diego from the NACDS, the National Association of Chain Drug Stores meeting down in San Diego. So hopefully he didn't have some travel delays. But this is the ServeRx program. If you remember, if you've been in pharmacy for a while, you probably remember the old third-party solutions, or TPS. I actually started with TPS clear back in 2003. It was an amazing program. Almost every pharmacy in the country used that because it was such a good program. Outsource all of the workers' comp billing and collections to a third party. TPS would make all the busy phone calls to make sure the claim was compensable and do all that busy legwork for community pharmacies. So everybody used them, chains, independents, everyone. Amazing program. I spent 12 years there. Well, unfortunately, that program was sold off to a big PBM, and the PBM wanted to take all of that funnel of all of those work comp claims and funnel them into their networks so that they could make millions and millions of dollars. And that's exactly what they did. So I didn't sign up to go to the dark side and work for the enemy. And so I left, and I had a non-compete. So I honored that non-compete. But when that ran out, we started the ServeRx program to help community pharmacies get that fair reimbursement that they deserve. And as you can see from these differences here, PBMA, we don't call out who the PBMs are, but these are actual reimbursements from those PBMs and what our reimbursement for those same medications are. Okay, you can see that they're always better. Now, we understand that a lot of our pharmacies are in certain networks, and you're kind of held hostage. If you want all of United Healthcare, then you have to take Optum, and Optum bundles in all of their networks. So Catamaran, Cypress Care, everything, they bundle it in and make you take their horrible reimbursements if you want to process United Healthcare. Well, we're working with NCPA, with Doug Hoy and others to try to get those networks unbundled. But until that happens, probably about 2/3 of your workers' comp is going to end up falling into either Express Scripts, Optum, or CVS Health or Caremark. They take about 2/3 in their network. There's still 1/3 of all workers' comp that is out of network. That is the claims that we can help you with from the very beginning to the end. And a lot of work comp scripts have multiple refills. They'll have 10 or 12 refills. And so that's something that that you should take advantage of. We don't have any affiliation with PBMs or mail order. So even if you have another default processor today that's taking care of those first fills, they're redirecting it into either their own PBM or to their mail order fulfillment as quickly as they possibly can, because they make a lot more money that way. No one has your best interest at heart. No one does in that third-party space because of their back-end processing. ServeRx is not like that. We keep that patient coming back to your pharmacy. You're probably already contracted because every PSAO, we're their preferred processor. So you're probably already contracted with us. All you have to do is just reach out to us, and we just get you enrolled. So it doesn't cost you anything to get enrolled. Probably costs you $50 or $60 if you don't use us, because that's how much the PBM is taking and putting in their pocket. I'm a firm believer that about 1/3 of your revenue needs to come from non-dispensing. As you can see here, most of our independents are not anywhere near that 1/3. 91% is dispensing revenue. We need to skate to where the puck is going to be. We need to look at bringing in other programs that are going to bring revenue to you that cannot be skimmed off by, either low reimbursements or the horrible DIR fees. Okay. This is a pretty fun little fact here. You look at between 2010 and 2019, DR fees increased by 91,500%. So put that in perspective, a $4 gallon of milk would be $3,600. Okay, absolutely ridiculous. So you need to focus on more non-dispensing revenue that cannot have a DIR fee attached to it. So Point of Care Testing Institute, Tara couldn't be here today, but they're a great solution. They've partnered with Site Labs to do point of care testing. They have a whole curriculum for helping pharmacies get involved in more point of care, which of course is bringing in revenue that's not from the dispensing side. Here's some other things that I wanted to visit with you about. And remember, again, covering a lot of things, so don't feel overwhelmed. I'm always available to do a one-on-one. Just pick 1 or 2 things that make sense to you, and let's get them implemented. We'll help you with it. and get running with something so that you can make that adjustment from the 90%, of everything coming from dispensing, and let's start working on getting a third non-dispensing revenue. Okay, wellness centers. I'm going to tell you a little more about a complete package that has everything end to end, A to Z. It's a plug and play solution for wellness centers, and we've had many of our community pharmacies plug these in. They're already generating between $20,000 and $35,000 per month in new revenue that they didn't have before. Some of the lowest hanging fruit there is with credentialing and billing on the medical side. If you're not taking advantage of the opportunity to do some of your billing like vaccines, here's an example here in the middle. One of our clients did almost 10,000 flu shots last year. They were reimbursed about $167,000 for that. Once they're credentialed and are billing it on the medical side, their potential revenue is over $1 million. Okay. Other testing that's available, like through the point of care testing. And then also, this is a new program that's coming online, the STI. I must live in a bubble because I didn't realize that this was such an issue. But according to the CDC, 1 in 5 Americans has an STI. STI, STD, I think the terminology just changed because infection sounds, less horrible than a disease. So it's a sexually transmitted infection now. This program's coming out in about 4 weeks. I think this is mailbox money for our community pharmacies. But first off, I didn't realize it was such an issue. But 1 in 5, that's like 65 million people that are a potential market for this. And because of the sensitivity and the nature of this type of testing, patients might be a little apprehensive to want to go ask their provider, hey, I think I have an STI, I need to get tested. You just put up signage at the pharmacy. It has a unique QR code assigned to you. The patient just scans the QR code. A home health test is sent to their home. And every time a test is ordered, the pharmacy gets between $10 and $15 referral fee. That's mailbox money, folks. This is just coming to you. You didn't even have to interact with the patient. Now, I would recommend that you have a few of the tests on hand just in case someone does ask for it. But literally, they're scanning that QR code. It's sent to them. Now, because you're the QR code that was scanned for the test, if an antibiotic is needed, that is then sent back to your pharmacy. New prescriptions coming in the door that did not have any additional work for you or your staff. Amazing program, starts in 4 weeks. I don't even know the enrollment process yet for this, so I have that call later this afternoon to get those details. But please schedule some time on my calendar so we can get you set up on this, because it's the closest thing to mailbox money I've been able to find for our community pharmacies. By the way, out of that 65 million, almost 50% of that affected age range are college age students. So if your pharmacy is near a college, I would absolutely be doing a public health service outreach to that college to let them know that you have this program, and then just post your QR code everywhere.
Blood pressure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
problem.
please mute your microphone until we get to the question time. But all right, so that's oh, and by the way, the kits are super cool. It's like it has the magnetic box, similar. It's like an Apple product. It's really a cool kit that's sent to the patients. It's very classy, very discreet. So let's move on here. The kits, what they look like, the signage that is being put together for you. And again, it'll have your unique QR code. So this is a part of the Wellness Center. Obviously starts first with a telehealth visit. This is a really amazing technology that's being incorporated, actually gets the patient's vital signs right through the camera, right there, the camera on their mobile device. And it gets their blood pressure, heart rate, and we can even tell if the patient is stressed. So I'm going to talk a little bit here about personal medicine and what that means. So I'll just let this little video play.
Only an estimated 30 to 50% of patients fully responding to many of the leading conventional drugs. Some treatments just don't work for some patients. Did you know that 99% of the population has at least one variant in their DNA that doesn't allow them to metabolize certain medications? The way patients respond to treatments is heavily affected by their individual genetic makeup, variables, and complex biology. We now have personalized treatments. For more information, please go to
Okay, so pharmacogenomics is where it starts. We have a program right now that will pay our community pharmacies $110. That's for collection and interpretation. A bigger billing opportunity, again, once you're credentialed, the reimbursement is a little higher for the interpretation side of that. So with our new partnership with the STI lab, we believe we're going to actually be able to get these PGX tests down below $100, because still there's only a few insurances that cover it today. Medicare will cover the PGX if the patient is on 3 or more medications, and one of those medications is either a psych drug or a heart drug. But other than that, patients have to pay out of pocket, and it's pretty expensive. It's still about $550 to $700 for a comprehensive PGX. We believe we're going to be able to get those down under $100. Kent, welcome. I'm glad that you're able to be here today because Kent Nelson, one of our great pharmacists, is we've partnered with to be able to bring additional non-dispensing revenue in. He has the Wellness Network, and looks like you're getting ready to go on camera there, Kent.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So I had an opportunity to go in for a procedure this morning, so I grabbed it, but I'll turn off the video and just talk for a bit. So, can you hear me?
Yep.
So for my background is born and raised independent pharmacies, owned 5 in the San Francisco Bay Area. JCO infusion, sterile, non-sterile, PCCA compounding, bioidenticals, JCO nursing, DMEO2. My brother and I are both pharmacists. Realized filling and billing was going to end all profit. So developed a wellness section starting about 6 or 7 years ago using a testing device like a pulse oximeter, because I needed a way to differentiate myself from CVS and Walgreens. And this slide is really what we do in medicine. We test, therapy, retest. And if you have a pulse oximeter that measures lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, coenzyme Q10, beta carotene, another 20 antioxidants, showing if the gut's working, showing if, every time I tell somebody taking a statin, they need coenzyme Q10, they go down to Vitamin Shop, Walgreens, or CVS. And the the problem was I didn't have a way to clinically show them. I didn't want a phlebotomist in the pharmacy. And this medical device that I could rent, low entry cost, all clinical, peer reviewed. This is the income sheet, but that device there, I'd never heard of because the NIH invented it 18 years ago. We bought the patents for 29 million, put 150, 60 million into it. I got to use it and rent it for 130 a month, developed a wellness, developed about 70,000 of cash profit my first year of following the process and the business solution. So I think every independent pharmacy needs to pivot into becoming the health center of their community like we were 50 years ago, 30 years ago when I was a kid, and provide, it's hard for me to describe the income model here. So why don't we go to the other slides that are more about the device, and that I can always explain this. So being able to test and provide a therapy, I don't care what it is, to raise antioxidants, absorption, gut function in your pharmacy, to get people to provide therapies there is vital to our existence. And so love to spend some time with people that have more interest in this. It's really functional and integrative medicine. We all have the background to understand that. I didn't know that 6-7 years ago, but this device and the teachings that we have that go with it are really the bridge into integrative medicine. And I encourage every owner to get into this, to understand it. We need multiple streams of non-insurance income. And I think Breck is really bringing us a host of solutions. And I thank you. I thank you for doing that, because my passion is independent pharmacy.
Yeah, thank you, Kent. And it's real easy to get connected with Kent. He probably can't get his contact information up in the chat right now where he's at. Looks like he's remote. So please just reach out to me. I can certainly get you connected, but he's easy to find on LinkedIn as well. I know Brandon had another meeting starting here in a half hour. Are you still on, Brandon?
You're muted.
I am. I have 5 minutes to go, but yeah, I want to get as much as possible, but I will definitely look at the recording.
Yes. But so Brandon is a part of this amazing program, Lab Smarts, which is also part of that wellness hub. But this is getting into basically preventative, right? Predictive, predicting when a sickness or a disease is going to happen before it happens. It's an amazing program. 118 biomarkers that are
118 biomarkers, and I like saying we cover the 3 Ps: predictive, preventative, and personalized.
Yep, excellent. What else in the 4 minutes that you have left do you want to say about Lab Smarts?
No, I mean, I just really like what we're doing in terms of really taking the time to really understand the person's unique bio-individuality. So we basically take into consideration the person's unique characteristics like their age and gender, ethnicity, pregnancy by trimester, menopausal status, to more accurately interpret blood test results compared to conventional medicine. Because unfortunately, in conventional medicine, when they do their lab work interpretation, they compare you relative to a sample population. Unfortunately, that sample population doesn't represent you in the stage of life you're in, nor does it represent you in your unique characteristics. And that's why we really resonate with practitioners that really have a personalized healthcare philosophy, because we take into consideration those unique characteristics. So yeah, I love what I do, and I love connecting with people that are all about personalized healthcare, proactive and preventative healthcare.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing tool. Marianne is the creator. Was kind enough to offer a coupon code. You can see there that it's just my name, Breck Rice. Is the coupon code. I didn't choose the name of the coupon. Marianne did. But this is part of the Wellness Hub package. If you wanted to do the full plug and play, but of course it's available to you a la carte as well. And I can certainly get you connected to either Brandon or Marianne to get set up with that. So thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to share with you here an amazing video of a new medical device, the first of its kind to get FDA Class 2 NGX approval. I came in contact with this type of technology about 6 years ago, way before FDA approved it, because of my own niece had gone through maximum radiation treatment for a brain tumor that she had. They were able to cure the cancer, get rid of the tumor, but all that radiation had done so much damage to her body that she couldn't breathe without the assistance of oxygen all the time. Well, we heard about this doctor up in Scottsdale who, with a PhD, had developed a bioelectromagnetic energy, or a PEMF, pulsating electromagnetic device, that was opening up and helping things function better. And so we said, hey, well, we have nothing to lose. Let's go check it out. And it worked. My niece called it her magic box. So that was my first introduction to PEMF. Fast forward about 6 years now, I run across this manufactured device out of Germany. And the owner of the company was here in California, so I ran over to California to meet with him. And I don't speak any German. He speaks very little English. We had a translator. Luckily, we were able to negotiate a master license or distributorship so that we could put this into the wellness centers and any pharmacy that wants it. There's about 10 pharmacies now that have already set this up. But this is an amazing, amazing technology. So this is before stimulation. What I'm going to show you here is a leg muscle. It's blown up so you can see an individual little capillary to the far left-hand side. You're going to see the arterial bringing the blood to the capillary. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to see the venual taking the blood back to get reoxygenated. And so you can see how lethargic that little capillary is right there, sometimes stopping completely after only 3 minutes of stimulation. Look at that. This is microcirculation improving by 30%. 6 minutes. Not only is this running like the Autobahn, but you're seeing more activity of the white blood cells. And it lasts with patients up to 18 hours. So think about all the benefits of having better microcirculation. 30% vasomotion, bringing more oxygen and nutrients to the cells, taking the metabolic waste out much faster. It's an amazing program. I want to show you what the device looks like by showing you the, back up just a tad so you can see there we go. So that's the actual medical device right here. It has 2 ports on it. One port is going to the med bed here. So imagine like a high-end yoga mat that has these coils through it. So Will, who played for the Harlem Globetrotters for 12 years, is really tall. He's like 6'6", 6'7", or something like that, super tall. So most people's heads would be about where his shoulders are. So he's just a little bit off the mat there, but still getting the benefit for his core. The second port there is going to his ankle. We're doing a treatment on his ankle. He broke his ankle about 3 or 4 years ago playing over in France, and he's got some scar tissue in there. And so this is able to break down that scar tissue. So many pro athletes were using this very device, about 2,000 professional athletes, a lot of football players, because they get microfractures, and this heals up microfractures. It's great for recovery. I think our pharmacists could use this for post-surgical recovery, and get credentialed as a DME provider and do a bunch of things with this. But amazing product. Just wanted to share that. That is also part of the full health hub, which, by the way, is called the Fountain of Youth. You can't trademark the Fountain of Youth, and so they use just the acronym FOY, F-O-Y, or FOY therapy. So amazing product that is all part of that health hub solution. So, all right. Just a couple more things on that. Independent study that was done on a lot of PEMF devices. You can see all of the different competitors were put up against this device. The BEMER stands for Bioelectromagnetic Energy Regulator. It's a mouthful, so that's why they just call it the Beamer. But this Beamer device, you can see on day 1 what the increased oxygen utilization and vasomotion was, day 2, day 3. Then they took every patient off of it on day 4, and you can see all the other devices dropped down to basically 0 benefit, but the Beamer device was still more benefit than even the highest point of any of the other. One of the reasons why this one got the FDA NGX approval. So this is going to be big business, folks. In the near future, you're going to see a lot more of these bioelectronics coming out. You can see this is a collaboration between big tech and big pharma, putting together more of these, and we have access to the very first one. Space is a remote patient monitoring solution that is also, again, incorporated in part of the whole wellness center. This is basically, imagine a remote physical therapist. And it is, again, using the camera right there on the device, is showing the patient that. So this is an example of a squat. If somebody goes to the physical therapy, they do their workout, and then they're handed a couple of sheets of paper to take those home and do their workouts at home, very few people actually follow through with that. I think the statistic is 30% of patients actually attempt to do the exercises, and probably only 3% of those attempting to do it actually do them correctly. So this remote monitoring system shows them if she doesn't go down to the 90-degree angle there on her deep squat, it's going to tell her you're only at 80%. You know, okay, now you're at 90%. Okay, now you're at 100%. So it actually helps the patient follow through. The adherence is improved by 70%. This is an amazing opportunity for our wellness centers to get involved in not only remote patient monitoring, but making sure that patients are actually getting better. The entire program is bundled up, and it's a nice little, credentialed licensing for the software, everything that is all bundled in a nice little program for our community pharmacies. And again, it is already generating some real numbers on revenue. And we know there's an investment to get this all set up, and so we've even gone out and gotten financing for our community pharmacies. So Walter Grain, I don't know that I saw Walter check in today. He's usually here and can present, but he has an amazing program for our community pharmacies that's zero interest for 15 to 18 months. Well, the ROI on this health hub is like 2 months. And so you're not going to pay any interest, for 15 to 18 months. And it's also a revolving credit line for your business. So you can reuse that credit if you want to expand, if you're going to bring in any other medical equipment, or if you're going to open a second, third, fourth location. That's available to you as well. So some amazing opportunities here. Next, I wanted to share with you new pathogen protection technology. And this is technology. This is killing pathogens physically, not chemically. Scott Lamphere, are you here today? Got a lot of our presenters that are really busy today, but I wanted to share with you this technology. I use it every time I go out in public. It's the foam is super soft, and it's water-based, no smell, doesn't smell like nasty tequila. It goes on really smooth, but the FDA says that it gives you protection for up to 4 hours, which means that it probably protects you for 5 or 6 hours. Because what it does is creates a covalent bond on your skin, and then it we're talking about nanotechnology here. So it's 30,000 times smaller than a human hair. it creates all these little carbon shards on your hand that pierce the pathogen. Okay, so it pierces the cell of the pathogen, and then it hits it with a positively charged molecule. I believe it's nitrogen molecule. I might be misspeaking, but it burns it up, just burns up the pathogen so that it can't even mutate or do anything to continue to spread. Had we been using this during the outbreak of SARS and COVID, we would have kicked its butt a lot faster with this technology, because that one bottle right there would replace like 70 bottles of the alcohol base. And to get the efficacy, to get that 99% effectiveness from what they put all over the label of the alcohol base, you would literally have to leave your hands submerged in the alcohol for like 3 minutes or something like that to actually get that 99% efficacy. So we had a lot of false sense of protection when we put that on, because you put it on and you dry it off as fast as you can. You even wipe it on your pants or whatever, get your hands dry. And because the alcohol dries out your skin, they have to put moisturizers in there. And so now those moisturizers become like a little sticky agent. You're picking up every germ and particle everywhere with that. So absolutely a false sense of security there that this product takes care of. So they do other things too, using the same Zitracil, where they can do countertops for any of you compounders. The countertop EPA sprays last up to 90 days. That same protection. So as you can see, I was sipping on this earlier today because of my flights and everything kind of dehydrates you. So I'm sipping on a berry right now of the BioLite. Love this product. We've got Chris here to tell you more about it. Chris was kind enough to send me a couple of cases of this to take out to the pharmacy conference. Pharmacies know about this already, Chris. It's amazing. I had a couple of people come up to me that had maybe overdone it a little bit. One of the nights when they went out to dinner, were feeling a little bit of a hangover, and had to grab some products so that they could kill that hangover. But Chris, why don't you tell us more about BioLite?
Yeah, Bragg, thank you for doing that. And we are a fun conference item, so hopefully that brought some traffic. That was the only show I didn't get to make this summer, so I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm Chris. I'm the VP of Healthcare with BioLite. What BioLite is a clinical hydration solution that has the same amount of electrolytes as an IV. The gentleman right there, Dr. Rollins, he created this when his wife was going through breast cancer and chemo treatments, and she was going to have to discontinue her treatment. So what he did was said, well, I'm going to formulate something you can drink at home, and it's an oral version of the IV bag. So essentially, you would have to consume 7 Gatorades, 2 jugs of Pedialyte to equate what's the electrolyte profile in that bottle. It also has minimal sugar, so some of our diabetic partners, our athletes, they can consume it without really huge issues in blood sugar spikes. Then he's added a bunch of ingredients for nausea and liver support. What he was wanting to do was flush her system out of the chemo drugs, temper her nausea, and rehydrate her, so get her energy levels back. Now we have about anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000 independent pharmacies stocking this product. We have about 7,000 pharmacies total, and now we're starting to do some institutional marketing. Going out and talking to oncologists and dietitians, urgent cares, to try to drive people back into the retail stores. So, obviously some of the ways to apply this right now, Greg's talking about 100-degree heat in the summer in Arizona. As we get into fall, you look at cold flu, stomach bug season. Some of the stores that are doing vaccines are selling it after vaccines to kind of temper some of the side effects. Same with point of care testing. If people are doing point of care testing in their store, BioLite and some other front end products are great recovery aids to increase your ROI on those clinical initiatives. So anything that you guys need in terms of point of sale, you can source this through all the wholesalers. Each of the wholesalers stocks this in the warehouse. Please reach out and I'll help you any way. I see Adam there on the call. I'd love to work with more of the VMC stores. Anything I can do to support you guys, please let me know.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. They're a great partner, and we're grateful for their support on our roundtables, and I'm just a big advocate for the product. Anytime I feel a headache coming on or something like that, I can just knock it out that quick. This is a fun OTC product. This replaces a couple of drugs naturally. Dry eye mask using heat to draw out the natural oils from your eyelashes that lubricate your eye. And so as patients age, get older, those ducts dry up, and so this helps keep the eye lubricated. Again, it's FDA approved, OTC. The manufacturer will actually send you free product. They'll send you a couple of these. So you're going to send you a couple $100 worth of revenue right here for free, just to get started out on that program. Just reach out to me for, to get set up for those free masks to come out to your pharmacies. There's also help on the medical side for your own employees' insurance. I didn't see Cindy here today. Cindy Gordon normally covers this, but sure, her sweet spot is between, like 5 and 35 employees. So if you're a small independent, this might work for you. But her premiums through Gordon Health Group are usually about a 40 to 50% cost savings over major medical for their plan. So it's definitely something that you should consider if you fit in that spot under 35 employees. There is one other medical device that we're bringing online. We're actually doing a pilot for it here in Arizona, because the manufacturer is based out of Scottsdale, and so they're just doing it locally first. But they're in beta just to work out, make sure there's no bugs with the app and everything. But this takes up very little space. You're only going to need like 20 square feet for this, and it doesn't require any time, effort, anything from the pharmacy. We love those programs that doesn't interfere with your current workflow. And so this one is an amazing program that you just have to have a 20 square feet, so 4x5 space. It does need to be private. So if you have a private MTM room, great. If not, you can just put up a privacy screen, because the patient will have to either remove their shirt or at least pull it up high. This is light therapy. There's so many amazing benefits you get from the sun. All of the UVB are all the good benefits. The UVA are the burning benefits and the skin cancer things that happen, right? So the sunlight, although you're getting so much good from it, 95% is that UVA. So that's why we have to protect ourselves from the sunburns. What they've developed is a patented process to reverse that, so that you're getting 95% UVB, everything good, all of the benefits of vitamin D and immune system boosting. And I think their studies show that there's like 88 different diseases that it deters, 18 different cancers, including prostate cancer and even melanoma from this therapy. The patient has the app on their phone. They come in, they pull the privacy screen or close the door. They have taken ahead of time a skin tone quiz that lets them know what their skin, how long to get the light therapy. So I burn really easy, so I'm probably a setting 2. So I'd probably only have like 2 minutes on the front, 2 minutes on the back, and it's all managed by the app. And the pharmacy gets a large percentage of that app from the patient's subscription. So it's reoccurring month in, month out revenue. Should be coming online nationally here in the next, probably 90 days. We're still, like I said, involved in the beta here in Arizona. But for more information on any of these things, please do not hesitate to reach out. I have put all my contact information up in the chat again. I'll put it up there just one more time because we did have one other person just join. And I'd love to open it up to any questions and answers. We've got about 10 minutes. I like to keep these under an hour, but I'd welcome any questions that anyone has. If you want me to go back on something that you were taking notes on and I was moving too fast, just let me know. What questions can I answer for you? I will also take this recording and repost it too, so that you can watch it at your leisure as well.
Good morning, Greg.
Good morning.
Hi. I'm interested in know more about that wellness hub. Can you share a little bit what you know, the flow, the process of pharmacies already implementing them?
Yep.
For it?
So the pharmacies that have already implemented this have a dedicated space, like they've converted their MTM room, or they had a separate room that they could have, for private consults, and the patient is having the consult with a telehealth provider for anything that's for all the intake. And then they have a dedicated employee, or they go out and hire, like one location went out and hired a medical assistant to come in and run the clinic, and then they can provide all of these solutions. Once there's enough of these wellness hubs across the country, we have plans to market these programs to the payers, so that they will send their insured and also employers. So they'll send their employees, because a lot of the benefits are all preventative. If you look at everything that we're looking at, we're not just treating smoke anymore. We don't want to just mask symptoms. We want to get to the root cause, or we want to deter them before they even happen. So once we have enough locations set up, we'll actually be marketing this. The company, I'm on their board, so that's why I say we a lot. But the FOI will be marketing it to the payers and to the employers. So today, a health insurance will give an employee a reimbursement for a gym membership, because they know if people are active, they're going to have less, lost work time. They're going to have less hospitalization if they're active and they're working out. They reimburse for that today, but they have no way of tracking that the patient or the individual employee is even using that service. So we have ways of tracking it. Our remote patient monitoring actually tracks the activity. So we believe that this is going to resonate with not just the payer community, but also the employers. So we can do a lot of good with preventative, and it works right into everything else that you're doing. If you're doing A1C programs or weight loss or smoking cessation, these are all things that now can be all done through this wellness hub.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you, let's say, when you say this is a plug and play, what do you provide exactly in terms of, I don't know,
Equipment, licensing, credentialing, billing, and collections. You don't even have to become a billing expert. All the billing, because it's not billed through the pharmacy side, you're billing through the medical side, and so that takes a different billing platform. So everything is packaged together and provided.
Okay.
Yeah, the medical devices that we're talking about.
Right. You mentioned telehealth. Is there an EMR attached to it, or we have our own?
No, it's all part of the plug and play solution. So the telehealth provider is also a part of the FOI program.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, thank you for your question. Other questions? Okay, like I said, we have recorded this, so I'll make the recording available. I usually post it up on YouTube, so it's just a simple YouTube link to go and rewatch the presentation today. For anyone that may have missed something that you want more information on, or just want to schedule a one-on-one with me, my contact information is up in the chat. Please save the chat so that you know how to get a hold of me, and you'll see that I have a Calendly link on there. That will actually take you to my calendar, so you can see what times are available and just schedule some time with me. Yeah, and the STI testing program, need to get on the waiting list to get enrolled on that. We already started a list of people that are waiting to get that program set up. Best Mailbox Money program I've seen in a long time. And so I think it's really going to help our community pharmacies, and it's also going to help with the issue of the 1 in 5 people who are struggling and have an STI. Great concept at home test. It's really, it's discreet. Even the shipping, when it comes out, it's kind of the HIMSS approach where it's unmarked, so it's perfect for students who are living away from home, to have this just drop shipped, and it's secure to that, to their dormitory or whatever, and then they don't have to go home to get an appointment with their PCP. They can get connected with a telehealth provider. It's all provided through the My Home Health Test program. So you'll get your unique QR code for that. But yeah, schedule time with me to get enrolled. Again, my contact information is up in the chat, and the recording will be available by tomorrow for any replays that you, if you missed something for today. Or the easiest thing is just schedule an appointment with me and say, this is the one thing I want to focus on. How do I get it set up? But hopefully this has been beneficial. Like I said, love to keep this under the hour so that you can get back to all the other duties and responsibilities you have. But I surely appreciate you being here today. I absolutely love community pharmacies and really want to help you be successful. If you're not utilizing the ServRx bin and PCN every opportunity you can, please reach out to us. That's free service to you. You're already contracted through your PSAO.